Now we're gonna get into the cons, okay? This is where I'm gonna have to be real with you guys and tell you how much this truck really doesn't have, and it's a lot. It's been around 4 months since I bought my 2022 Toyota Tacoma SR, and I thought it was a great time to update you guys and go over the pros and cons of living with this truck. I've driven it for around 3,000 miles. I've gone on an 8-hour road trip. I've transported stuff in the bed, and I've just been using it as a daily driver. So let me address the question that I think all of you guys are asking. Have I modded my Toyota Tacoma SR? No.
Are you stupid or something?
I know. Who buys a Toyota Tacoma SR and doesn't mod it? Me. I don't really care about mods. Like somebody pointed out in the comments, don't become a TRD Pro wannabe. I don't have the money for that, first of all. And I have a lot of other things that I want to do. This truck does everything I want it to do. So no, I haven't modded it. I don't know if I ever will. And I think I might just keep this base model SR stock. Bro, these rims are trash. Like, they're so bad. Just look at your comments. Like, seriously. Come on, bro. The one thing you have to do, if you're not gonna mod anything else, is just get new rims. Anyways, without further ado, this is the agenda. We're gonna go over all the wear and tear I put on this truck in 4 months, and then we're gonna go into the accessories that I got for the truck. We're gonna go over which ones you should buy, which ones you shouldn't buy, and then we're gonna go over the pros and cons overall of living with this Toyota Tacoma SR. All right, let's get into it. I went the wrong way. While you're enjoying this drone montage of my Tacoma, let me just recap my Tacoma's specs for everyone who missed my pickup video. This is a 2022 Toyota Tacoma SR double cab, but it's not a complete base model. It came with a 3.5 liter V6 engine that pumps out 278 horsepower and 265 pound-feet of torque. With some other added on options, the total base price came out to be $34,717, and after taxes and fees, a grand total of $37,117. I wouldn't consider myself a dirty person, but when it comes to cars, I'm not very good at regularly maintaining the appearance, so the interior of my Tacoma has been quite messy lately. Some trash here and there, and my LED lights keep falling off, but I'll get more into that later. After a bit of cleaning though, I think the interior is looking a lot nicer. I dusted off the floor mats and wiped them down, did a bit of vacuuming, and wiped everything else down. I've gotten some scratches on the interior too and tried my best to buff that out. I think I did a pretty good job. On the exterior, luckily I haven't gotten any dents, but I have gotten some scratches, and the scratches under the driver's door handle are from the keys being in my hand when opening the door. Other than that, still loving how it looks, and especially loving the paint color. Now let's get into the accessories. So first off, we have the LED lights. I bought these Govee LED lights on Amazon. All of these accessories were bought on Amazon, and I'll be adding the links to the description. So I added diffusers to the lights since I made my product review of these Govee LED lights, but the problem with these is that I used double-sided tape to adhere it under the dashboard on the driver's side and passenger side. I'm now regretting throwing away the packaging because it had the screws in it which would screw into the plastic of the Tacoma instead of using double-sided tape. It started falling off after we had the heat wave this summer, and it's been falling off ever since. The diffusers in the back though haven't fallen off once and look great. Overall, these Govee LED lights are awesome. They come with a remote to attach to your keys and have an app for creating custom animations, which are pretty cool since these strips are individually addressable. For more information on this product, you can check out the review video I made. Since there are only 2 USB ports and 1 USB-C port in this truck, I decided to get a USB hub that adds 3 ports up front and 2 in the back. This has worked well for me so far, but having 5 USB ports is a bit overkill. Now you may notice that this truck only has 1 cigarette lighter, and the LED lights and USB hub require 2 cigarette lighters. So I bought this cigarette lighter splitter so I can plug in both. But it's a bit bulky, and I think it would have been better if I went with something like this, which comes with a cord so I can route it into the center console, and then I won't have this bulky thing here making it hard to use the cup holder for a large drink. I bought this JK Cover center console cover to improve the aesthetics and protect the armrest, and I have no complaints here. Looks great and is really comfortable for my elbow when driving long distances. Now, to hold up my phone when I'm driving, I ordered this iNope phone mount, which I've had some issues with. When it got really hot this summer, it would constantly fall off, so I'm considering mounting it on the vents instead. And my other complaint is that I can only use the mount in portrait mode because gravity holds it in place. I would recommend picking something like this up instead. For organization, I ordered 3 things: this center console organizer, center console dividers, and glove box organizers. To be honest, I think getting both the organizer and dividers for the center console was overkill. The last interior accessory I picked up was these JDM car liners. Not much I can say about them. They work and are easy to take out and clean off if you spill stuff in these little compartments. Now, the only exterior accessory I bought was this soft bed cover. I originally wanted a hard bed cover, but I'm glad I went with this cheaper option because it really completes the look of my Tacoma and works perfectly. Installing and using this bed cover is super easy. It has nice releasing functionality, rolls up nicely, can be stored rolled up, and then rolls back down and secures easily. It was a great buy, and if you want more information on this bed cover, check out my review video on it. There are 2 more accessories I keep in my Tacoma that were gifts. One is this little violin I keep on my rear view mirror. I used to play violin and cello growing up, so it's a good reminder of where I came from. And these straps, which I keep in this compartment under the back seat, which have come in very, very handy when transporting furniture. If you've been watching up until this point, thank you. I love you. But seriously, thank you. It's taken me 5 weeks to film and put together all of the footage that you've seen so far. So if you've enjoyed it, hit that like button, roast my rims in the comments, and subscribe and hit that notification bell so I can have the motivation to keep making videos for my 173 amazing subscribers. And if you're wondering why it's taken me 5 weeks to just do 6.5 minutes of a video, then check out this video right up. Where would it be? You're going to learn more about what's going on in my life and the future direction of my channel. So check it out. I wanted to make sure I did this section at another outdoor location. And of course, the weather we're dealing with right now is kind of gloomy and cloudy, which kind of lines up with how this section is going to end. Aww. These now 5 months and 3,350 miles I've spent with my Toyota Tacoma SR have been overall very enjoyable. But I think there are some important downsides that you need to consider. Let me start with the pros and then I'll get into the cons after that. Now, let's get into the pros of this beast right here, this guy with the shitty rims. So first, we're going to start with the look of the Tacoma. I absolutely love how the 2022 Toyota Tacoma looks compared to any other midsize truck. When I originally decided to look for a midsize truck, I didn't even consider other options, and especially not the Jeep Gladiator. That thing is ugly. The Nissan Frontier was the closest competitor to me, but still, Toyota Tacoma, it's just the most beautiful midsize truck out there. Like, let's be honest. The headlights, the grille, and the shape of the cab, and just the way that it sits as a stock truck. It just sits really nice. Like, look at that. It has really nice ground clearance. Even the tires are pretty big. They're pretty honky, pretty honky, bruh, okay. This SR model comes with these standard safety features like pretty much every modern day car. It comes with features like automatic braking and lane departure warnings. Now, obviously, this Tacoma does come with a backup camera, and the resolution of the backup camera is acceptable. It's not amazing, and when turning in reverse, it doesn't turn with you, but I've grown to really love it, and in my previous cars I never had any backup camera, so it works perfectly for me. The power that the V6 delivers is honestly really great. I don't think this is a slow car. I don't think it's a fast car, but it gets the job done. And if you press the ECT power button, I'm pretty sure what that does is it lets the car rev up to a higher RPM and deliver a little bit more power. The space in the back seat and the bed has been absolutely enough for me. I had one passenger when I did the 8-hour combined road trip who is 5'11" and had absolutely no issues with the comfort of his drive. And the most I've ever carried in the bed has been a bed frame, a bed mattress, and a couch at the same time. It can carry a lot of stuff, and the rail system that it has on it is actually really helpful in securing things down. Now, storage in this truck is acceptable. It could be better, but it's worked for all of my needs so far. I don't really store a ton of stuff in my truck. Center console space, glove box space, space to store things in the doors, under the back seats, and it comes with this thing under one of the seats seats that someone pointed out as a carjacker, I think, something like that in the comments. I still haven't used it, and I don't know if I ever will. I mean, I might need to if I need to change a tire on the side of the road or something. So thank you to JD, to JGR002Z, Larry D. Pitts, and Craig Dixon. Thank you for pointing out how stupid I am. I appreciate it. I've also really liked all the controls throughout the car. They're old school, buttons and dials, but I rarely interact with the touchscreen, even though I can with the Apple CarPlay, and it's really responsive, but I just like having dials and buttons to play around with. Everything works fine, and it's just less things that are gonna break. Now, the seating position. A lot of people have been saying, get seat jackers. That is something to look into if you buy this truck and you don't like the seating position. But look, I'm 5'9", kind of short, and the seating position has worked perfectly fine for me. I literally have not adjusted the seating position since I picked up the car. Really think about that, and I haven't even noticed. And the last pro that I haven't really used very much, but I used it for the first time getting to this location, is 4-wheel drive. I put it in 4 high when driving here, and I also just don't really know the difference between 4 low and 4 high. Now we're gonna get into the cons, okay? This is where I'm gonna have to be real with you guys and tell you how much this truck really doesn't have, and it's a lot. So I'm just gonna rapid fire list them out. Obviously, the rims aren't great. You can only use Apple CarPlay wired. No heated or cooled seats. The seats are manually adjustable with no height adjustment, so that's where everyone says seat jackers. No fancy system for off-roading like the TRD Pro. No navigation when you click the Maps button. Lots of places where buttons should be, but they just aren't. So they put dummy buttons because the car doesn't have those features. No keyless entry, so if you have a ton of stuff in your hands when you're trying to get into your car, you just have to put it down, which is kind of annoying. And then also your keys are going to start rubbing up against the door. When you're trying to get the key in the ignition, you're going to start scratching everywhere. There's limited USB ports, so I already mentioned this, but there's only 2 USB and 1 USB-C. And then there's only 1 cigarette lighter in the entire car. So there's no power outlet in the bed. Now, normally it would be in this compartment where you'd be able to open it up and then you'd be able to power things. There's no fog lights, no LED lights for the headlights. You get halogens. No power rear windows, so I just never open it because I'd have to go in the back seat and close it. Gas mileage is pretty good on the highway, but driving around town, I get like 16 miles to the gallon, and I don't go on the highway very often. If I drive it the way I like to drive it, which is pretty much drive it like a sports car, yeah, I'm getting like 16, 15, even maybe 14 sometimes if I'm gunning it a lot. And this is the weirdest thing. Every single time I take it to the gas station and I fill it up, it just resets the miles per gallon like system. So I'll go there and I'm like, oh, cool, I'm getting like 22 miles to the gallon. And then I fill up my tank and then I start driving away and it goes back down to like 6 miles per gallon. So I really have no idea what the actual miles per gallon it's getting. It's really annoying and I don't know how to fix it. All right, now with all of these downsides, do I think it's a good idea for most people to pick up an SR Tacoma? Even with V6 and all-wheel drive and all that stuff? No, I just don't. I actually honestly don't think that the majority of people should buy this truck. I just don't. I think most people should go with the SR5 or a TRD Sport or TRD Off-Road. Most people are going to enjoy that a lot more. But for the select few individuals that are like me and just use the truck to do its job, to transport stuff, to just be a daily driver, to get the job done. If you want to spend the least amount of money to get a V6 all-wheel drive Tacoma, this is the one. It still costs like $33,000, $34,000. That's why I have this stance of, is it worth it? Is it? I don't know. Maybe you can answer that in the comments. If you have this truck, let us know. But ultimately, do I regret my purchase? No. I needed a truck. I got a truck. And I think it's a pretty nice truck. And I'm going to keep this truck until it completely falls apart. I'm never going to have to buy another car, another truck ever again if I don't want to, because the reliability of these Toyota Tacomas is no joke. And with that, we're coming to the end of the video. Thank you for sticking around until the end. If you want to follow the journey, click right here. Maybe I modded it. Probably not. So click there and follow the journey. And with that, that's about it. See ya.
Wake up, get up, stretch my legs, eat some breakfast, milk and eggs, brush my teeth up, wash my face, throw my clothes on, start my day. Wake up.
My truck is the best truckette. I like Corvette, but whatever.